Ambitious Squad. It's Bruce here on your favorite YouTube fitness channel, Ambitious Muscle. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week. I know things have been getting a little out of control again with the virus, but it's just a whole part of the process. The main thing is that at least our lives are slowly going back to normal, or to some semblance of normal anyway. Alright, this is just going to be the new reality, so we're just going to have to work with it. Anyway, today we're going to be doing the third video in my video tutorial series on my compound lifts that I use to get stronger. Basically, today we're going to be doing the squat, and specifically the regular back squat, low bar back squat. Now the low bar back squat, as you guys know, is easily one of the best leg exercises out there, but a lot of people find this exercise a bit too tedious and hard for their own liking. But I generally recommend this if you want to grow very big and strong legs and back also. Right, since it's a compound lift, it essentially has multiple muscles involved. Anyway, so to begin your setup, essentially you want to put the bar at a position that is just directly at the height of your neck, and essentially something that once you go to rack it off, you have to slightly bend up your body to get it off the rack. So don't put something that's too high that you have to tip off, because remember you have to put it back on the rack, and don't put something that is too low. Well, low I guess is generally better than higher, but too low would mean you have to start off the squat weight, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I prefer to just be able to just take it off easily and put it back on easily. Anyway, once you're ready to start, go underneath the bar and put a slight bend in your back and keep your legs close together. This is just to rack off the weight, especially when you're working with heavier weight. You want to be able to rack it off very easily with minimal effort, because you don't want to wear yourself down in any way while taking off the weight. And then once you get it off, you don't want to necessarily worry about going back. You just want to start as soon as possible. As I say, when you're working with heavy weight, you don't want to be under the bar for too long. That time and the tension is what's going to wear you down. So once you're ready to push the bar off, inhale. This is very important for your squat. Inhale and then push the bar off. Go into your squat position. Spread your legs slightly outside of shoulder width. As you can see here, I've put my legs slightly outside the normal one, which is the shoulder width, or a little outside of it, generally because I tend to have bad knees, so a very wide stance, which is technically a sumo squat, works better for me, right? Because my hip flexors are generally what's involved in the movement, as opposed to my knees, or too much of my knees, right? But generally, the average person, I'd recommend outside of shoulder width, and with a slight turn in your feet. Generally, anywhere that's comfortable for your feet placement as far as turning is concerned. Once in that position, again, inhale, go down into a squat position. This would technically be 90 degrees to the ground. A good way to test this is by using maybe a chair or a bench, or something that will allow you to sit down in a parallel position to the ground. You don't want to rely on the bench though. As I say, you want to focus on doing air squats, because these are better for your legs and your strength, because you obviously, if you're entering a competition or anything like that, you can't use a bench. Alright, so the idea is to ensure that you're sitting on a 90-degree position. That's why it's good to use a mirror. Once you're in 90 degrees from a frontal position, your knees will feel very much bent, and your back will have a slight arching it will have a slight bend at the bottom because you feel as though you're sitting in the air. It's something that will take a while to get used to. Anyway, once down in that position, you want to press into the ground and push yourself out of that position on the way up. So your hamstrings are essentially what are going to get you out of that spring position. Some people like to go down slow, some like to go down like to go down slow, some like to go down fast. I generally recommend going down at a moderate speed and coming back up at a fast speed, right? So use those springs in your hamstrings to bounce yourself back up out of that position, and inhale and exhale in the process. It's good if you can practice this using a barbell alone or even some dumbbells, just to kind of get your form right. Once your form is right, then I'd advise tackling weights. So once you get up to those heavier weights, you'll generally be okay as far as your form is concerned. Alright, if you find your knees buckle a bit too much, or you're struggling in the bottom position, which is where a lot of people have a weakness, that generally shows a sign of weak glutes and hamstrings. So I would recommend doing some hamstring or glute workouts, right? You have some very nice workouts for both of those, just to get them stronger. Or you could just continue to squat at a moderate weight and do it for high reps, just to get that strength going in that area. And there are many other things that can be wrong or can be used to adjust your overall squat, which I'm sure you guys can put in the comment section below, and maybe how you might do it or so forth. And I'm sure you guys know there are other variations of squat. You have your front squat, right? As mentioned, your sumo squat, and so forth. And the muscles that are generally involved in the squat, as you guys know, you have your hamstrings, you have your quadriceps, you have your glutes, your lower back. Your calves are involved to some degree, but not much. And obviously your core, just like anything else, your core, especially compounds, your core is generally very essential. So that is generally involved in it also. And as I say, a squat will just build up your overall body. It is a wonderful movement. Similarly to the deadlift, the clean and jerk, those are some wonderful compound lifts that will help to build several muscles at once. So I generally recommend doing squats. And it's also good if you can do squats before you do your rest of your exercises, because I've heard that you can build up your testosterone levels prior to actually working out. So this will help you to put on more muscle for the overall workout. And that is it for our squat video today. If you guys have anything, as I said before, add anything to this video, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and share this video with your friends, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and keep being ambitious. Peace.